Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to draw a storefront in a night scene. This orange-red light is so captivating that I can't bear to leave it out. I just have to draw it. For reference images with such eye-catching color tones and unclear architectural structures, I always prioritize coloring first before drawing the line art. Unlike in the past, when I insisted on using only one method, I often found myself trapped by my own thinking and unable to see other ways. So sometimes it feels really good to be flexible and bold enough to follow your own intuition. However, this method is not without its drawbacks. Since colors are used from the very beginning, some areas that should be left blank end up being filled with color, which can indeed be troublesome at times. Of course, you can use a white gouache to lighten those areas later, but this is entirely different from the effect of drawing the line art first and then coloring. It all depends on your own judgment and preference. I don't want to pursue the perfect accuracy of colors because it's just too difficult. I think it's more important to capture a feeling from within. As long as it meets my own aesthetic standards, then it's considered satisfactory. Choosing to start with coloring can easily become addictive, especially when you witness that moment when the colors blend together naturally. It's really therapeutic. I rarely use color pencils for sketching, but every time I do, it feels just right. Even if the surface of the paper isn't dry, it doesn't matter because I use water-soluble color pencils, which can blend well with the previous colors, and I can just draw lightly, unlike with a regular pencil, where drawing too lightly might make it hard to see. Then use a waterproof pen in dark brownish red to outline. Some people might wonder why I don't use black or some other color. Well, I just found that this dark red-brown was the right choice, and I can't really explain it. I try to follow my instincts, especially when I don't have much experience or when rational thinking doesn't seem to help. In those cases, I just go with my intuition. Then now I'm using dark brown, which is just a choice in the process. It might eventually be covered by other colors. I guess I'll probably use a black outlining pen in the end. After all, I find it more interesting when various contrasts of different strengths appear on the canvas at the same time. Now I'm switching to using a pencil because I rarely draw people, and I'm afraid that I might not do a good job or make mistakes that are hard to correct. So I'll first sketch out with a pencil, and if it looks really bad, I can erase it right away. Now it's time to start coloring, and it seems like a question of where to begin. The answer is to start with a color that is slightly darker than the base color. I have a general target effect in mind, which is probably not very realistic in style, so I will ignore a lot of details and focus on the parts that interest me the most. Apply lemon yellow to capture the glow of the light. Since the first layer of color is quite light, it needs to be intensified. Next, deepen the tone with a medium yellow. Once the yellow of the awning is intensified, the whole scene instantly brightens up. In this scene, the most exhilarating color is orange-red, so it requires multiple layers to achieve that fiery, luminous orange-red. Each time the previous layer dries, it always appears duller than when wet, because I'm genuinely driven. Working on this piece made me realize that passion or sheer enthusiasm is the true engine behind a good painting. It may not meet everyone's standards, but I love it, and it's given me valuable insights. Now I'm starting the third color pass, beginning with the uppermost window. I hope this layer will look deeper and richer. I even doubt whether I can achieve such a bright yet rich color, but I'll keep layering until I'm satisfied. When I compare it to the reference again, it feels almost impossible. I can only capture an impressionistic vibe. Such intense colors are probably beyond my reach. But here's the upside. If you truly love watercolor, you can layer and layer, adding whatever colors feel right without getting tired of it until you're completely satisfied. It's not just about rushing to finish a quick sketch. Every time you add another layer of color, the painting looks better than before. So you can't help but keep deepening it. Creating a good watercolor painting seems to demand patience, but what it really needs is passion or love for the medium. That has nothing to do with patience. You simply enjoy it. So your patience isn't being tested. Instead, your enthusiasm is being set free. Now I'm using raw umber to paint the shadows, but I follow the reference and use black for the shadows. The painting would instantly look flat and lifeless, ruining the whole piece. So instead of black, I'm opting for other colors to keep it vibrant. Now I need to reinforce the structure with a waterproof fine liner pen. Current composition feels a bit overwhelmed by the strong colors, so I want to strengthen the structural lines to restore balance. Sketches inherently lack detail, and adding color often further obscures fine elements. So sharpening the structural lines will make the composition feel more cohesive. Adding flat lines has made the overall color contrast sharper and more striking. Oh, no, I accidentally spilled a big lot of ink here. Now I need to figure out how to fix it. I think I may need to cover it with gouache. I'll finish the plain parts first. If you're still here, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.